All right, good afternoon. We're going to try this live again. I'm Maurice A. Davis, the on demand CMO. And if this is your first time meeting me, hello and welcome to the Gates of Victory Village. Today, we're going to be talking about uh, creating content or learning the structures that you can use in order to build better content that will help you create more engaging content, increase your conversions, and generate traffic for your business. So that's what we're doing today. I'm going to walk you through the different headline types so you can understand content structure, craft engaging content, and then we're going to talk a little bit about conversion optimization, what that means for you, and how all this stuff plays into conversion rates. Now, this video is a bonus training that I'm sharing live on YouTube and inside the group, inside my Facebook group. It's a part of a cohort that I developed that shows business owners how to build websites so they can cut the cord from web developers and designers. And if you want access to that full training, please just drop a comment and I will share a link with you where you can sign up for our newsletter so that you can get notified when we do the next one. It's a no cost training. We just want to help you arm yourself with the information and tools that you need in order to be self sufficient. So let's jump into the training. That's enough. That's enough of the pre training stuff. We'll talk. We'll go through this together, and then we'll actually build some written content together. So, different types of headlines. Again, the training agenda. We're going to understand content structure or headings. We're going to craft engaging content, and I'm going to show you a approach that I've been really focused on, called the Rule of One. And I'm going to walk you through what that means and how you apply that to your content. And then we're going to look at how the structure of your written content can increase the likelihood of you getting conversions and traffic. All right, so let's jump into headings. So you have essentially six different heading types, one through six. There are other heading structures. I think this heading thing can go on to infinity, but at some point, people really just stop using them. So just understand that. Again, this is the non-technical version. So if you're watching this right now, you're like, "Oh, he's a little off." Yeah, I'm not trying to get into the nitty-gritty today. I just need you to understand how headings work and what they mean for you in the sense for like writing content or creating newsletters or even writing like written content offline. These heading pieces play a part into what you're doing. So, heading one, when we're looking at our content, that's usually the title, or more specifically, it's about it tells us what the whole page or all the content is about. And so when we think about heading ones, we can think about them like titles to books, the main titles on a web page, the titles to a website, the title above a blog article. That whole thing is an H1 or the primary title, right? Okay. Uh, then we move to your heading two or your subtitle. So again, if you're thinking like books, the title is the primary title, and then right underneath most books, you'll see, you know, XYZ book, the blanket guide to da 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 da. Right. So that's your subtitle. It tells you what the section is about, or gives you more context to um to the information that you're about to read. Okay. Now, in a literal sense, right? In a literal sense, title and subtitle are actually separate from your headings, your heading one and heading two. The reason why I combine these is because most of us are going to be writing online, and in most online structures, your title, your heading one is going to be your title, and your heading two that's right underneath your title is usually a subtitle, but these don't have to be mutually exclusive, right? So if I'm talking about a book, I have my book title, I have my book subtitle, but then I also have my chapter titles, and those chapter titles are actually really closely related to your heading ones for that chapter because they tell you what the chapter is about, and then you will have subheadings inside of your chapters, right? So this breakdown, just understand that this is a structure thing. Okay. Then we move on to your H3 and beyond. Okay. So these are just telling you what the small block of text is about. I'm not going to get really detailed into this stuff, but just know that the general idea. the general idea is the title. Looks This is about titles. This would be my H1, right? And you can even jump in here and see, like, inside of a Google Doc what this looks like. This is um about headings. This is about subheadings. This is about bullets. Okay. So this is how this looks in the real world. This is about titles. This is content structure. This is about headings. This is about subheadings. Right? You see what I'm doing? And then this is about bullets. Now, the reason why I'm marking these this way, this is your H1, your heading one, this is your heading two, and this is your heading three. Now, this one right here, which I don't use a ton, this is a heading four. In practical use, rarely ever use a heading four, but for the sake of our conversation, let's walk through why I did it this way. So everything that falls underneath here is all about content structure. The primary section that we're going to be breaking into is about headings, right? The next section, when we start talking about headings, we're going to get into subheadings, and bullets fall under subheadings. Now, if I were going to start another section, it would be H2. Be another section. Introduction. Okay. Now, since this entire blog would be about content structure, we know headings are important to content structure. This is the general information we're going to give about headings. And then when we start getting more into content structure, the next bigger topic that we're going to address is like the introduction, right? So this would be another H2. And then this process repeats over and over and over again. Okay. So we're going to get rid of that. That is your understanding of content structure, right? Again, want to keep this super simple. If you want to learn more about headings, title structures, there are tons of blogs out there that will walk you through this stuff so that you really understand what it's about. I don't think it's all that necessary. Once you kind of have a basic understanding, for most business owners, that is enough. Now, after you have all your headings, you then have your normal text. And the thing about all of these is they are really trying to communicate what the section below it is really about, right? Now, the normal text fills in all the context and the content. Okay. So we've accomplished number one. Now we need to go through and review number two. So what was number two? We said we're going to craft engaging content using the rule of one. All right. So I'm going to click here in this bonus. If you want this document that you see me working around in, please feel free. Drop a comment, let me know, and I will get it over to you. Both of these documents are available. Okay. So if we're using the rule of one, there's some stuff as we're doing this. I don't typically do anything from scratch. I like knowing that I am building from a basic foundation. So we want to start with title ideas. We generate those title ideas by doing some research. You have content, and your competitors have content that you maybe feel like you can do better, right? And so when you're doing that, find that content, and we're going to use that as our title idea. 3 ways to sell with live stream video. Okay. Now, this is the title idea. I don't know. I'm not going to use this because this is somebody else's title, but this is where I get my inspiration from. Uh, Fastest way to get customers without needing a website or creating a marketing plan, right? That might be another one that I would use. Fastest way to get customers without needing a website or creating a marketing plan. Um, Another idea that I might use that centers around this ways to sell with live stream would be it make um simple secret used by Oprah to get more customers without selling. Let me marketing tactics. Right. Okay. So these are two ideas that I might leverage when I'm doing this. The one big idea is businesses can get more customers with less work and get more customers faster with less work by using live stream on social media, build build their audience. Okay. So that's the big idea. This is this is probably the single most important thing that if you don't take anything else away from here, if you are writing content, creating copy, doing marketing, like this big idea, what is the one thing that I need someone to believe in order for the rest of it to make sense? Then this would be it. Okay. So what are the three key things they need to know? Um uh the first one is that social media platforms give you more reach live, right? You get more reach per live than you do anything else. The second is um, people trust you more. They can see your face, right? So that's another like these are the big things that they need to buy into or believe in order for them to um in order for them to kind of wrap their mind around like this is the best way, right? More reach on live. People trust you more when they can see your face. And what would be the third key thing? Uh, Simple to set up and free to use, right? So those would be the three key things. So idea one is this part: more reach on live. Okay. But I need to break it down. And I said the fastest way. Um, I'm not sure how I'm going to write this yet, but this kind of gives us um, some context. Now I'm going to give it just a little more life and explain it. Social media platforms favor creators that use more of its features. One of the features it loves most is when creators go live. I am going to add some context here. Why do social platforms give you more reach when you go live? How does it help? How does going live how does getting more reach help your business? And then what would be the last thing? More reach when you go live. Do. When I go live, no one shows up. Now, here's an objection that I know is going to come up when you start talking about going live. I know that somebody's going to say, when I go live, no one shows up. Right. And I'm going to tie this into this idea of when you have more reach, um, like it helps you. Okay. So people trust you more when they can see your face. Um, I'm going to talk about the natural progression of relationships, right? Closer you get to natural progression of relationships means that if you know what natural progression of relationships and I can't para sim sympathetic. I'm pretty sure I spelled that wrong. Parasympathetic parasympathetic relationships. So what does that mean? Uh Relationship diagram. I want to explain parasympathetic and how it benefits business. And then what was the other piece? People trust you more when they can see your face. I'm also going to talk a little bit about something that is not inherently in here. Um, uh, Adding more communication, context to improve trustworthy trustworthiness, right? So I did something just now that you may not have paid attention to, but once I tell you what it is, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. I showed you my hands, right? And so that's something that you can do when you're on live is you can show someone your hands, and you can't do that with like written content. I know that's interesting that I'm saying like here's the downfall of written content, but um here's the upside of live. I love written content, but the truth is that there are some things that I can do on a live that I cannot do in written content and vice versa, right? One of the downfalls of live is that when I say something, as soon as it falls out of my mouth, it's out of my mouth. I can't take it back. And so they both have pluses and minuses. We just have to understand how to use them. And then right here, setting up simple setup and free to use. Um, so here's the thing that's gonna happen. And some questions that are gonna come up. So when you're thinking about some of these bullets, you can think about what problems or questions is my customer gonna have? Now, this blog to this when I'm doing this, the call to action that I'm gonna have is going to be which is down here, call to action, uh, download my one page cheat sheet to using live to get customers. That's my call to action. I know that's my call to action because anything anything I'm talking about lives, that's what I'm talking about. I want them to download that cheat sheet. That's what I want. So I know that that's going to be my call to action, but I know before I have anybody do a call to action, the problems that they're going to have because I've talked to people about going live, and matter of fact, I'll add this down at the bottom, right? So we have to. I'm going to add something at the top so that when you're in here, you can kind of look at this uh, type of blog. So is it transactional or is it informational? And this one is uh, so the reason why that's important for us is because if it's informational, I'm not necessarily trying to overcome my customers' problems per se, right? But on a transactional blog, um, we're gonna do this common objections. Okay. So what is a common objection I'm gonna have when someone is going live? Um, I don't want to show my face. Right? That's a common objection. I know that happens all the time. So I may want to address that in the blog. Don't know what to say. Uh, w- how often should I go live? What if no one shows up? What's another one? What's another problem that people have? What do what equipment do I need? Um, why not just record video? So these are some basic objections, and why this matters is because I'm thinking about some of these objections as I pull up, um, as I pull some of this stuff up, and I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about those objections, and they're influencing the bullets that I put in here. And without that context, I'm fearful that like it won't make sense where these bullets are coming from. Um, okay, so here. So we go back down here. Why not just record the video? What equipment do I need? Simple to set up. The only equipment you need to get started, right? and I'm gonna make that a little. I'm gonna make that sound a little more meaty. Because really, what I'm saying is, all you need is your phone, right? And you can start going live. You don't need anything special. Um, this it unlimited limited content ideas from free site. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm removing these objections. I don't know what to say. I don't want to show my face. So it's free to use. Um, you don't show your face. Here's how. Right? Okay. So I don't want to show my face. I don't know what to say. How often should I do live? Setup is simple. What did I say this one was? People trust you more when they see your face. Parasympathetic relationships. I'm gonna address that here. How, how often? Right? I'm gonna address that here. Um, and then let's see. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. This is actually step one. I don't know what to talk about. These are actually separate because there are some people that are like, I have ideas, but like, how do I get them out? So the limited content ideas from the site and know exactly how to share them with your audience. Okay. So this is da 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 da. Da. Limited download. Da, 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 da. Okay. How often should I go live? What if no one shows up? I'm addressing this up here. How if no one shows up? And then when I go live, oh, actually, I specifically address that one. I may, what equipment do I use? Why not just record the video? Ooh, okay. That's what, why not just record? Okay. So these are the objections that I'm looking to overcome when I write this content. Now, this is virtually the outline for the content that I'm going to create. Right. So in that little bit of time, we've come up with an outline for our content, and then we've kind of decided what that content needs to look like. Now, the summary, I'm just going to take these um, and pull them together. Uh, so I'm going to say live is the fastest way to get customers customers. Let's you hack the social media platform and increased trust with your audience, right? And then I'm going to essentially restate the three benefits. You get more reach, more live, simple to do. Da 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 da. If you want to learn, if you want access to my simple formula that shows you how I was able to use live to my make over to use live. I don't want to make an income claim to use live to Get customers for my business. Oh, I was able to business owners like actually going to add a step. We're going to do this. Nope. See? Uh, live after doing live for 7 days. 7 days. She she was live for 7 days. She got comfy. I'm not gonna say that in there, but that's what I'm boiling all down. Which led her to writing a book, hosting her first live event, and building relationships that have built it and more business opportunities. Oh, this is essentially the format, right? Um, now this is how it looks raw. This is how it looks raw. If we were to go back and kind of get a visual of what this looks like, so you can kind of see what we're going to end up creating, it will look something like this: title, introduction, image, uh, our body section, which these are our three key pieces, um, our summary, and our call to action. Now, what's not in here is I added another piece, but we're gonna actually add that into the body section. And that's just that like this person has done this. So it's not just a me thing. I'm not saying that I don't want to use me as the reason why this works. Okay. So this is how it's structured. So all right. Now let's kind of build it. I'm not going to do the whole thing from start to finish, but I am going to spend a little bit of time and kind of structure it out so that you can see what it looks like when you're kind of like building it. I'm going to do it on LinkedIn specifically. You could do it on any blog platform. It doesn't matter what the platform is. Just know that this is something that is pretty simple to do. So let's take a look. Let's write the article. Next. All right, we are gonna create this. So we got 1920 by 1080. Okay, let's jump over here. Let's jump back into Canva real quick. 19. Oh, geez Louise. I have a little bit of a formula that I use for mine. And so I know that 1920 by 1080 is basically a YouTube graphic, right? So I'm going to take a YouTube graphic. I'm going to do this business owner guide to writing content um, to getting um, to get customers with live video. customers with live video. Uh, Simple way to get customers with live video. We're gonna make this orange. We're gonna do that. And then we're gonna highlight simple. Simple way to get customers with live video. I am gonna change this. This is our gentleman out with another gentleman or a lady. Probably gonna use a lady this time. Let's go into Discord. I'm gonna hop over here into my Discord server, and then we're gonna do this. Imagine, um, lady using live video to get customers. Oh, that's not gonna be right. Um, to make it as simple as possible on myself, this woman using live video to get customers are I can use one of these, but I don't again, we want to eliminate the need for to do any extra work. These are solid, but if we can get them 16 by 9, then we know that they're going to be easy to plug into the framework that we're already using. So these are good. I might if I don't like what I got, I might take one of these, this one right here, or this one right here and mess with it. But if I don't have to, then I won't. Okay. I wonder if I actually really like this one, but this one should work too. Ooh, this one's good. Yeah, we're gonna use that one. Soon as it's done. Yep, I like that one. Upscale 2. We'll get our and then we're gonna save this. I'll drop this in here. And what this means for us is that when we're done, we'll have customized graphics, um, and we'll have our blog post kind of ready to go. Okay. This is not the podcast, it's the newsletter. So we're gonna change this newsletter. Let's go to elements, newsletter icon. What can we do? Oh, this one's good. Group. Let's do this one. Okay. This is the newsletter. Go ahead and grab this. Now, I will say one of the things that comes into play anytime you're trying to write these and create this content, what ends up happening, and I was listening to another creator the other day, and I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he was talking about the need for you to have a formula. whenever you're creating this stuff. And whether that be um like your literal approach to how you write headlines, titles, whatever, you need these formulas because it makes it so much easier for you to create. And part of the challenge is oftentimes we don't have them. And so we go to create, it's a ton of work, right? You're just trying to, you got this huge lift that you have to take versus right now, I just have my headline out. Um, I don't know if I'm going to keep the headline though. All right. So we know the structure. We have a pretty good idea. This is what this is going to look like. This first piece is going to be an introduction. Let's go back to our original document. Where is it? This ends up being, I'm going to actually state the big idea, right? Like, again, I don't have to, it doesn't have to be, we don't have to make it rocket science here. We can state the big idea. Now, I will share this for anybody watching. If you are, this is a little different than if I'm saying like I want to rank specifically for a keyword. This is a little different. This I am writing and saying like I should get some traffic on this, but I'm gonna generate more traffic on my social media platforms than I am um directly from like Google. And so I'm gonna create this in here, and this is gonna be an article that I'm gonna publish on my social media platform. Right. So just know that there is some variation here. Um, I'm gonna put this here. No, that's not what we want. Uh, the takeaways. Um, I'll put that there. I'm gonna elaborate a little bit. All right, so I'm not gonna bore you with any more of like the actual step by step process, but you now can see how the process will unfold, right? I am going to elaborate more on this, right? Businesses can get more customers faster with less work by using live on social media to build their audience. I am going to elaborate on that. And then I'm going to pull in the pieces that I have from the document that we created together but I'm going to rewrite and elaborate, and then I'm going to add context and research elements from other places. So I'm not just going to copy and paste what I came up with in our big idea draft, but this gives me a pretty good idea of where I'm going to go, right? I need to title these sections. I'm not titled them yet. But I can drop these in here and know that these are the main pieces that I'm gonna have to work with. Okay. Let me grab the other two so you can kind of see what it's gonna look like when we're done. This is our it's kind of our introduction up here. I did two, and then I did three, and then my case study. I might actually shift that up, but we just want to know we have all the elements. Then my summary, which is basically like a conclusion, and then pulling back in my three takeaways, and then my CTA. Right. So this is the article. It already starting to take shape. Now, I am some stuff that I'm going to add in here. Key takeaways. I think I'm going to move this up because I want to capture. I'm going to capture this idea earlier on, and then I'm going to provide the rest of the context. Um, I will need to add a picture in here. Image. Drop an image. Um, Probably just gonna do something. This. Oh, look at that. Perfect. We're gonna do upscale one, and we're actually gonna use one of those images that I accidentally made. Save image into our post here. This was not intentional, but it will work out really well. All right. Boop. I don't like this here. I think I'm going to put it here. See if we can get something crack a lacking. Da, 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 da. To the right. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Let's be away. Guess not. Okay, cool. So now it's right next to our key takeaways. I can get on board with that. Um, I'm gonna mess around with this some more, do some more work with it, make sure that the wording is good, all that good stuff. And then we're going to publish it. So that is the breakdown of how you can use this structure in order to develop content. What now that if you made it to the end, then congratulations. The what we're doing is we're bringing in some structure elements and then some copywriting elements to help you build content on platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. That's a little bit longer, but it's also helping you progress someone to the next step. Okay. And so if you utilize the structure, get good at the structure, you will find that um, your content is generating more leads for you than it has in the past. Okay. So outside of that, like, get myself back on screen. Outside of that, stay out here winning, y'all.